The weakest part of this movie is Matthew Broderick. Replacing him with somebody else and just embracing that you're making a darker movie would have made this work better. Instead, it feels like they're still going for that quirky, Sleepless in Seattle, typical cute Meg Ryan movie.
Yeah.
But, she's at the same time playing it like she's riding a motorcycle. She's a tough girl. Little Meg Ryan. She's still acting like Meg Ryan from every other movie, but we're supposed to buy her as tough.
I noticed in the script they throw some edgy lines and try to say them very quickly. Like in that last clip I played, he actually said, "I made her wet like daisies." You know, there's another scene where Meg Ryan is talking to Matthew Broderick, and she says something like, he's gonna shoot his semen at her all across the way from the room or something like that. He'll make her come so much his semen will be all the way across the room. Very raunchy. Yeah. Another scene where her grandma comes to see her, and then she says, "Your tits are really flat. What happened to your tits? Are like little rocks." But she kind of says it under her breath, and I'm like, I feel like you said, James, I feel like the script really wanted to be raunchy, but maybe the Hollywood execs we need this to be, PG-13, so we can sell more tickets. And
well, the executives were the Weinstein brothers, so they wanted it to be family friendly because those guys are all about that. So.
Oh my God! I don't know whether to give you a round of applause or boo there for that. Let me just go for this.
Giggity, giggity, goo.
Yeah. There you go.
James, let me ask you a question, because I feel like this movie is so prime. And look, I don't condone this because I know people are going to be like, "Oh my God, I'm rolling my fucking eyes." This whole Hollywood system is about remakes and reboots. I think this is prime for one, but one series, a modern series, keeps coming to my mind, which is Matthew Broderick's character twisted to the darkest extent to this extreme in a similar vein, taken all the way to level 11. And that is, are you watching the series on Netflix called You?
No.
Have you ever watched it?
No, I haven't even heard of it.
Really? Oh my God. So You is a series about a man who basically falls in love with women and becomes obsessed, and he becomes a stalker, and he becomes psychotic, and he does anything. He thinks he's the hero in his own story, and he uses social media. He does all this crazy shit with great narration, and that's the kind of darkness that would have made this movie a classic. Now, I actually think that series You is a little bit too dark, and this movie never would have attempted that. But what I'm saying is, if they were going to reboot this movie into a series, which I think this could be a series with 3 characters told from 3 different perspectives, or just a Netflix movie is fine as well, just a lot more darker, just lean into the dark edge of 2 jilted exes really getting revenge and going too far. And guess what? They don't get together in the end because they discussed each other. They realize they're going too far. I mean, there's a lot of ways they could take the story. Now, going forward with, I'll get to Meg Ryan in a minute. Going forward with the Woody Allen aspect and what I think Woody Allen would have done, I think this is such a perfect Woody Allen vehicle, because I think the comedy between 2 actors, well, not him and Diane Keaton because they're too old, but I'm just saying, just an alike version of those 2 characters, which is what Woody always does. He gets characters like himself and another female actor to play off each other, going over, after 2 exes and one of the things I really commend about this movie, really impressed with, is the set. I love the set design of using this, well, not a warehouse, it's a building, a condemned building under construction, but then using this telescope to use as a kind of a film reel to reflect on the wall. I thought that was great. I thought visually that was fantastic. I thought the fact they were dubbing over the characters, it was like a movie watching a movie, and Meg Ryan and Matthew Broderick were having fun with it. I thought this is a genius idea. It's a great narrative. They play with it a little bit, and they use it for gags, which is really great. And I think it, again, Woody Allen would have definitely used. We've seen Woody Allen in that movie, A Midnight. Is it A Midnight Sex Comedy, where he's playing with all them gadgets in the that far away? I forgot what it was, little farmhouse or townhouse or whatever. He was playing with gadgets. It makes me think of Woody playing with gadgets, playing with the characters, and I'm like, yeah, I could definitely see Woody working with this. But with his depth with women and writing a much more realistic story, because he always goes a little bit deeper. They're not just two-dimensional. They're coming from a more realistic place, even if it's a place of slight privilege. It makes it very interesting, which is what Meg Ryan and, to me, Matthew Broderick are missing.
Yeah. I mean, I think of his relationship with Julia Roberts in Everyone Says I Love You.
Yeah.
He's playing kind of a creepy stalker guy.
Yeah.
In that. And yeah, he could have added you're right, Matthew Broderick's not funny in it.
At all.
Anything he does that's funny is really in relation to another character. He's never funny just on his own.
He didn't make me laugh once.
No. Meg Ryan did.
I've
The rest of them,
I've got a clip for her, but I'll play it in a minute. I'll let you finish your thought. Go ahead.
yeah, I like I said, it's the only way to me that this works with the cast, who are the age that they are, is if it had just gone for it. If it had just been... It's funny because there were a lot of darker comedies at that exact same time. And they were coming out of Miramax.
Exactly.
And why they felt like this could have been like Swingers, this could have been like Chasing Amy, this could have been like, a lot of smaller budgeted movies. But once they got Matthew Broderick and Meg Ryan, they had to make the standard PG-13 romantic comedy.
I was just about to say, Kevin Smith directing this movie, although I think it would have been a lot more dialogue driven, because Kevin Smith loves his dialogue, I think it would have been great as well with Kevin Smith. That's another good director.
But they, again, some of those comedies, also Chasing Amy, didn't age well. But the modern interpretation of this doesn't bother me, because you can look at it, you could say, Matthew Broderick is toxic in it, whatever. I always look at a comedy, or really any movie, based on when did it come out. And when this movie came out, it was just a high concept comedy. And you weren't supposed to take it seriously. Also, too, the movie does acknowledge that Matthew Broderick and Meg Ryan are fucked up.
Yeah. It's
not saying what they're doing is justified. It's not saying that, they are healthy individuals by any means. But at the same time, if you had really gone for it, if you had really made that darker comedy, this could have been a classic.